Does anyone else live in a downtown city area where it seems like constantly there's buildings being demolished? And we all know what is probably going to come after: condos, Pilates gyms, bars. But like, one of the buildings, two of them actually, like one of them was actually an apartment building. And I don't know the details, like the conditions of it, but I know that it was a structure that someone probably could have lived in. And across from me, there's these office buildings being torn down. A week worth of demolition, probably more than. And I so desperately wanted to ask one of the construction workers if there was anything wrong with the building, if they needed to demolish it, to take it down brick by brick. But I never got the chance to, or I just never worked up the courage to, because I probably know the answer already. That they didn't need to, that it was just a dollar amount that made them do this. That there's plans already in the works for what this area will be and what it doesn't need to be right now, according to someone elsewhere with that money, writing those checks. But it just makes me think, as I watch them split a building in half, cut it apart like it was a slice of cake, and I could see all the layers, the wires, the structure, the possibilities, though, the bones, as some people call it, where again, someone could have established a life in those walls. They could have built a family. They could have stabilized their life. Anyone who is in desperate need of a roof, they could have taken shelter there. But instead, those people with the checkbooks and the money that I probably couldn't even fathom, they decided that that building wasn't what it was supposed to be, and we didn't need it. And again, a week worth of demolition, watching them tear it apart. And clearly it was a working structure for some parts. They needed to pour water on it constantly, assuming, again, someone can inform me if I'm wrong. I would have guessed because the wiring is still intact inside the building, so they can't start a fire. I can't imagine there'd be many reasons why they'd be spraying water while destroying a building. But it just made me so... I don't know if sad is a word strong enough to describe it anymore. I still do say my favorite word is dilapidation. It really is. But I like it in the natural way. I can't, I guess, say it's my favorite word if I don't love it for all that it means. We create dilapidation. We destroy. We also let things erode. Maybe the person who sold that place didn't want it anymore, and they let it become what it is now, which is just rubble and shards of what once was. It just makes me ponder. Does anyone else live in a city like this? It just... For what we have, we should be so grateful. Who are we and why are we the way that this is, that we take these things for granted? And I know not everyone does, but I know there's so many people, countless amounts of people in the world who need just a roof and a wall and a floor. And I live in an area where those are taken for granted and they're not enough for the people who are in charge.